Om Shanti, and welcome back to yet another episode on Light of Knowledge with BK Santhosh Didi. In our previous episodes, we have talked about a lot of things that will help you as a family to stay reunited, to stay healthy, to stay happy. And in this episode, we are going to continue the thought of having positive sounds in the house. And in addition to this, we will also bring one more aspect to you, which is very important to have a very healthy atmosphere in the house. Let's find out what that is. Om Shanti Didi, and welcome back to the show.
Hello. Yes.
Didi, last time we talked about how images can have an impact on us.
Yeah.
And today, if we can continue the discussion with how sounds in the house can have an impact on us.
Yeah.
And there are different aspects to sound. It could be the conversations that our parents have. It could be the music we play in the house. So let's start with the music.
Yeah. Swati, you see, the word music in itself is something which can trigger very positive emotions. I think that whole of the world has taken something good or bad in the life people have taken through music. You know, millions of artists are giving their life to it. So certainly it has impact in the mind and in the heart. So I, from my childhood, would love to listen whatever, parents, they would sit in the morning and chant in the form of mantras or shlokas or arti, Om, Jai, Jagadish, or whatever. I remember that sound coming from those prayers would make me feel so positive, and I am ready. I don't need to do anything. I have enough energy to go to school. And the day it is not there, I won't feel getting up from the bed. So music plays a magic. It can really influences you, and to keep a good atmosphere in the family, especially, we have to choose the best things in the name of the music we can have, not just depend on the radio, whatever radio is giving you or whatever television is giving you, but you can choose.
This is a very important point that you have made, that instead of allowing ourselves to be dependent on what is being shown by media, why don't we exercise our own choice and play what is right for us?
Yes, because I know my family members and at what stage they are. There are many situations that these days people are going down, or monetarily your situation is a little weak, or some of the member has left the body. You are facing that trauma. So at that time also music can do wonder. Otherwise you go for such solutions which bring more troubles. You think of changing the house, you think of changing the country, because here you are reminded of the things which are related to the person who has left the family, left the world. So why not to go for such kind of solution that have such music in your house which reignite your desire to carry on and help you to understand the life is continuing. There are still good people around you. There was a person with you who did everything for you, but that part is over. The words in the songs can change your thoughts without your getting any consultation from the people or guidance. But just song can change your heart.
It's very true what you said, Didi, because the music, words in the music can send subliminal messages to us that are working on our subconscious, and we're not even aware what we're taking in. So that's very important for all of us to realize.
And also, what I was remembering is that not just occasionally, but if I take this resource as my companion in the whole life, I remember that when I was appointed as one of the pioneers to begin the services in Russia, and for Russia it was at that time when communism had just broke, and the new system had to start, but still it was superpower, it is superpower, and absolutely different, you know, atmosphere when you go there. So one thing is that you can start thinking, what is this? Why your life has taken you from such a warm country and from big hearts and to that kind of place. But another is that when I took few songs with me, and one of the song was Jahan Dal Dal Par Sone Ki Chidiya Karti Hai Basera, that is the place where on every branch abides a golden sparrow. That is my Bharat. So I used to sit for, you know, few hours and replay that song, and I felt that Bharat is not limited to just a political boundary. Bharat is whole world. I felt that I got that realization. So the meaning of the song in India was different for me. At the time, it was like a patriotic feeling for a political congregation. But when I sat there and heard that song, I could feel, so Bharat is not just one country. It means the world full with light of purity and abundance. And I could, you know, ignite my feeling of service for the land where I was sent. And it's already almost 30 years. And when I am giving, and I still feel I can do a lot.
How interesting.
Yes, so songs and music can do wonder. And every family should or can you make use of that to make a difference.
Right. What a beautiful story. Thanks for sharing that with us. As we talk about sounds, sometimes parents can get into arguments. And there are children around the house who are taking it in. And it can have a negative effect on them. So how would we, you know, bring a change in that?
You see, issues would come. There are different personalities. You cannot become me. I cannot become you. So if we do not sit down and understand it forever, if I don't make myself feel that I cannot make you act and think and speak the way I want always. So these are the things which should come through contemplation, self-introspection. If this is not happening, there will be arguments like a part of the daily routine. As you go for shower every day, you eat every day, argument every day. So this is will like be on the menu every day. So you can't complain about that. So therefore, once for all, you see, if you have to be there, other partner has to be there, both has to be there, why not to give time to this and then and see those things which are good in them. You know, sometimes people say, how can you say to see good in my husband or in my wife, because there is a big list of wrong things. So again, it is because I had been looking it from the field of the role, my husband, and because mine, something which is mine, and because of possessiveness, there are expectations. And other people may be speaking so many good things about my partner, my child, my daughter, my mother, but somehow I am not able to see that. Yeah, if whole world says your wife is not good, then fine.
It's a different story.
Okay, but only if you are not able to see that. So isn't it necessary to sit down and just check that possessiveness? Because no human being is your property, dear. And if you are mistaken, if you have forgotten it, then first you need some treatment.
Yes. Very true. Didi, we also promised our viewers that we were going to talk about another important aspect.
Yeah.
And that is going to be equally or more important in keeping the harmony in the house.
Yeah.
What is it that we are referring to?
Yeah, because when I talked about atmosphere, I have seen the families full of violence because of the kind of food they are eating.
Okay.
Because when we see the people fighting with each other and even they stab their children or you know, they are not afraid of even killing them. These things are happening. It has a relationship with the type of food we eat.
Wow.
Which is, you know, when you bring the animal or non-vegetarian food, which we see as. So what you expect? Because if you don't feel mercy for those creatures, which just now they were living and they were with the family, and what kind of the return you are getting from that. So if I want to make my family a place of peace and happiness, seems that we should start from the kitchen also.
You know, we had heard about food as being important in terms of it gives you the energy and, you know, it makes your body grow. But this is a very deep aspect that you have brought to us today, that eating meat or non-veg food can take us to that levels of rage that we can even commit all kinds of sins with that.
Of course, because whatever you are putting as an animal food is just not the physical object or the physical dish. It has that energy of that entity, because anything which has a face is not a thing. It is someone.
Correct.
And when there is someone, there are feelings,
right?
There are thoughts, emotions. And if I just sit with a knife and want to kill you, and I tell you my plan that I'm going to have you in the dinner.
Oh, how horrible. Yeah.
What? Now I am telling like a joke and a story, so you are smiling. But when you really see that, what kind of toxins and emotions are going to be created in your body.
Yeah.
So we give our money to have that poison. And apart from that, every action brings a consequence. If we have to sustain our life, who has given me the right to take the life of others to sustain my life? And whichsoever animal which was brought and in my house and in the kitchen cooked for meals today was someone of someone.
Correct.
Someone of someone. Only thing is, in the animal world there are no written protocols, but it does not devoid them of having the right to be a family.
Right.
If they were given birth, so it means there is mother and father, they are children. So if someone else's child lost the life, and I use that life to sustain the life of my child, so how it sounds?
Right, right.
It does not take you anywhere. And are there less options for sustaining the life in the vegetarian world? Certainly not. But it's now people are thinking, now they are returning back to the importance of the food, choosing the food. But it's not a question of, okay, sometime we can have that, but absolutely the food taken from these violent sources is not going to remove this energy of anger, hate, irritation and resentment in the life. So if really we want to make our life easy, relationships peaceful, trustworthy, why not to try at least for 1 year?
Right.
Yes, if you can be happy without this, so you will see that your body also will get that energy and you will be healthy. Yes.
You know, when put in such a way, I'm sure our viewers would agree, you know, all those of us who are eating meat out there, maybe nobody took the time to explain to them, you know, the bad consequences that eating meat will have.
Yes, sometimes we take the things for granted and whatever is being done, or we may say that we live in those parts of the world.
Right.
We live in North Pole,
right,
where 6 months there is snow, and how vegetables can be grown in the snow. Okay, but tell me, who told you to live there on the North Pole? See, so this is another issue. Because of not having love, because of not to be able to share with each other. If you don't want to share this space with me, you will say, if Didi is sitting there, better I go to another room. So you need another room because you can't sit with me for a long time. I can't sit with you for a long time. So we as human beings have enough space in the right kind of altitude, weather, conditions, warmth, places, greenery, why we have chosen to go so far on North Pole.
Yes.
And once we have shifted to those places, and now we are supporting our ideas by eating such kind of food, and then we are asking question to the humanity how to be happy and have family. You see, it's like a vicious circle.
Right, right.
That in order to solve the issue of your ego or greed, you opted to depart and live in the remote areas. And now, once you are living in the remote areas, another new set of problems have come. How to exist, how to live a life and have the things for the life.
Another very beautifully put point, because I never thought of it in this way, that it's almost like escapism.
Yeah.
We are escaping from our duties, responsibilities, and then we are using other things as an excuse.
Yeah.
Okay, very nicely explained. Even as you were talking about it, I was thinking, you know, you were talking about even the animal has been taken away from his family and it comes to our table. Not only the fear that goes on in that animal's mind, but I was thinking maybe the mother is going to miss the child and her negative feelings or her pain is also going to reach us, right?
Yeah, because energy field travels across beyond time and beyond distance. Even if that person does not speak in your language, even if that person won't go to the court and file a case against you, but the emotions they reach. And there are many stories when the animals, they attacked the people when they saw their children were being, you know, violence was being done for their children. So we should consider this. We should consider this. And when again comes the question of meditation, on daily basis, you don't allow yourself to think as a thinking being, feeling being. You ignore the feelings and emotions of others around you. So therefore, it is high time that we add the moments of pause, silence, reflection when we eat. Because if I am eating in a hurry, talking on telephone, looking at television, I won't be able to see the cry of the mother whose child I am eating. So therefore, in the ancient times, always prayer was important before that.
That's right.
And also offering to God was important. How can you kill if everyone is God's creation? So how can you kill a child of father and then offer to the father? Then you will stop yourself. So we have taken away all the breaks.
Right.
God, no, please, no. Don't talk about God, you know, because we are rational human beings. And prayer, sorry, I don't have time. Okay, well, the consequences are in front of you.
Right, right. Now we understand the value of, you know, eating vegetarian food. What would you recommend in terms of, say we listen to the show, watch the show, and we decide that we're going to be vegetarian. Now, just the process of cooking, is that also equally important in terms of, you know, bringing in positivity in the food?
In the family. You see, I'm remembering when you are asking this question from me, that when for the first time, big gatherings of about 600, 700 people, they were introduced with the food, what kind of food we should be eating. And they instantly responded in acceptance. But on third day, I got a call from a father. There was a young girl in that group who was listening the lecture. I got a call from father, and he was, you know, challenging me. He said, "I'm going to come and shoot you."
Oh my God.
And I said, "Why?"
Oh my God.
I knew Russian at the time, and so he was speaking in Russian. I said, "Why?" He said, "You think you are doing a great job, and you're talking about vegetarianism, and you don't know my daughter is not eating anything last 3 days because she has understood that vegetarianism is good and she wants to stay, but we don't know what to cook."
Okay.
And we don't know what to eat. Is it she going to eat carrot every day? Then I realized that if I understand something is good and I want to offer it to others, so I have to really mentor them. I have to guide them to come to that way of life. I have to help them, you know, in that.
Yes.
So then we started cooking classes, and in cooking classes, there are 3 aspects of cooking, because Rajyoga meditation gives you a very important understanding of very important dimension of food, which is not just a physical content, but the energy which you add when you touch that product. You have good milk, you have good basmati rice, first class rice, fragrant rice, and you want to make porridge, kheer out of that. You have dry fruits, but you are making it in a hurry, or you are making it out of compulsion. And then that kheer, of course, recipe is right. But the energy which you have put is not going to make people eat it with that love, or connect it with you, or connect it with some good feeling. So therefore, it is always, you know, good to eat with your own, cook with your own hands and eat offering to Bhog. Because if I am cooking Bhog only the food for my husband or children, it's fine. Okay, I'm tired, I cook whatever I want. But if I'm going to cook for God,
it's a totally different perspective.
So because God is ultimately the one who has given us everything. If I start from this belief and try with that, then what stops me offering everything to Him, what I have received from Him, and then thought about Him will give a new energy to the food. And after that, it is a prasad, great offering. It's not just food. So then it sustains body and it sustains mind. And when your mind is being sustained with the energy from the food, you don't need a consultant, psychologist, or depression problems. Because every time you are putting that feeling, divine touch, godly touch, human touch in that.
That's why they used to say in the olden days that, you know, the food that your mother cooks always tastes the best. Because she has all that love and, you know, affection, all those ingredients that go into it.
And now we just can add the godly love also in that, because He is Supreme Mother. It will help doubling.
Didi, thank you so much for sharing your insights and your experiences with us on, you know, why the sights and sounds in the house are important for a peaceful family, and also talking to us about the importance of vegetarian food. And there were many aspects that you told us which were probably, you know, myself, viewers, probably not aware of those. So thank you for shedding some light on these issues. We would really like to thank you for being with us on all these episodes and giving us your time.
Thank you so much.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
I hope we have all learned our lessons today, and I mean that in a positive way. As much as sights and sounds are important in our house, it is equally important to see what we are eating. What are we putting out on our table for our children and for ourselves? Is it another family member? It could be an animal to us, but it's a family member. It's somebody's child. It's somebody's daughter. So before we start consuming meat again, let us think about these issues. Let's try to understand how the toxins that are created can affect our system and bring us into rage or all kinds of negative emotions. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to write to us, and we will definitely get back to you as soon as possible. I hope you've enjoyed all these episodes we've had for you, and we'll continue to bring out more and more interesting, spiritually benefiting episodes to you. So keep watching us, and until next time, Om Shanti.